evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the HarlequinCoHO Invitational Tournament Round of 8. This is Game 1 between Audemed and Inverse. The map is Angoville, and I just wanted to talk briefly about the map pool here, in case some people were curious. The first game of every game in the Round of 8 is going to be on Angoville, but going forward, the loser of a particular game gets to choose the next map from the following map pool, which includes Angoville, Langres, Semois, Saint-Mère-du-Mont, and Beau Lowlands. That's the map pool for round 1. And hopefully that'll clear things up. But without further ado, let's get this replay started. So, up here in the northern position, we have Audemed 3, which is Audemed's armor commander. I believe all of his accounts just kind of have a number at the end of it. And you can see right off the bat here that his engineers have the 20% capture rate and minesweeper detection radius increased by 50%. And you can see he's building a barracks right away, and looks like a standard engineer squad coming out of his HQ to follow that up. Meanwhile, on the southern side here, we have Inverse. And Inverse is playing as his terror commander today. You can see he's building his Wehrmacht quarters right off the bat with his first pioneers, and his field pioneers are heading all the way off to the right. And you can see by this angle, it looks like he's going to go all the way up here perhaps and grab this munitions point. That's a cool way to cap. I'm going to take a look at the mini-map for a sec. If you cap this munitions point, it's disconnected at first, but the first unit coming out of your Wehrmacht quarters can take care of this strategic point and kind of connect it all up. Nice fast way to advance on out. You can see that Audemed is doing almost the exact same thing up here. He's capping this munitions point first, and then later on capping this other strategic point. By the way, without compromising my objectivity too much, I wanted to give a shout out to Inverse's YouTube page. InverseGR is the username, and he is on the top of my channels. He does a lot of first-person VODs as well as replay commentary. So after these games, feel free to check that out because he's another great commentator out there. So moving right along, you can see that this capturing is going pretty much according to plan. Looks like Inverse grabbed his Volksgrenadiers right away, who are now coming up here to grab this strategic point. Volksgrenadiers, by the way, 16% health, 30% reinforcement cost reduction, and 9% accuracy. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like Audemed is just kind of continuing along with his standard caps. Looks like the unit that grabbed this strategic point doubled back and is now going for the fuel. Meanwhile, his first rifleman squad is out, and yes, this is the Gladiator Rifleman. Oh, Gladiator Rifleman. This is a really, really good hero unit. You can see he has it up to level 5. Sticky bombs, hand grenades, sprinting ability, elite armor. And in case anybody was wondering, yes, this is a drop-only item. However, for the HarlequinCoHO Invitational Tournament, no holds were barred. All items were allowed, all strategies were allowed. So we can see that Inverse went ahead and grabbed a motorcycle right away. Motorcycle, by the way, with 15% damage army card. You can see these Gladiator Riflemen are just kind of picking away at it, and the motorcycle is doing a pretty good job trying to stay out of harm's way, while these Volksgrenadiers here are just kind of putting some fire onto the Gladiator Riflemen. Looks like for the time being, the Gladiator Riflemen here are turning their attention back towards the Volksgrenadiers, and looks like Inverse is not going to miss out on his opportunity here to provide some covering fire here with this machine gun. Sorry, I'm saying so many names today. I'm just going to get all my names mixed up. So, Gladiator Rifleman now throwing a hand grenade and absolutely destroying that tree. What's that called? I believe that's Arbor Side. Just absolutely murdering a tree there. And I think he took out the rest of Inverse's units here. You can see a single Volksgrenadier getting out of there. These Gladiator Riflemen really, really stand up to the damage. You can see here that the squad health is very low, about 33%, but all 5 guys are still up there, so only taking a single casualty. This motorcycle, I love seeing the interplay between motorcycle and early game units like that. It doesn't necessarily have to get a lot of kills, it just needs to be a threat. The fact that it makes it difficult to focus on everything. You can see here that Audemed 3, however, is firing up his Gladiator Riflemen, charging them on in, trying to take out this heavy machine gun team. It looks like that machine gun team is forced to retreat, and check it out. After all of that, Audemed has maintained kind of a light control over this area. Inverse, however, got away without taking too many casualties at all, though. You can see repairing his bike and already mostly reinforcing this Volksgrenadier squad here, and the heavy machine gun team is okay. So losing out on some territory grabs there, but it looks like for now Audemed is kind of doubling back and just kind of recapping some of these positions. Looking further out here, you can see that the field pioneers just continued on up, capped this fuel point, capped this munitions point, kind of tried to go deep into that territory. Hasn't really bothered to grab this victory point, however. Now, here once again we get to see the interplay of these units. I've seen Inverse do this before in games, and it's just really fun to see. This motorcycle really is just kind of almost like a sheep herder. He just kind of corrals the units in, kind of baits them out here, but really it's the heavy machine gun team and these Volksgrenadiers that do a lot of the damage. So here we have the Pioneers now just moving along. 16% health. I don't know if I pointed that out yet or not. I try and grab these army cards whenever I can because there's no real good way to kind of view all of them at once. You can see that these two now are just kind of harassing these engineers. Motorcycles, fantastic at harassing engineers. You can see the Pioneers just kind of running in, making sure to use that cover here. Meanwhile, let me check her out here, and we have close combat Volksgrenadiers on the field now for Inverse. These guys are really brutal in close combat, as you would imagine. That is not just a clever name. Meanwhile, regular Volksgrenadiers, heavy machine gun team, and again we can see we can see Audemed here just kind of trying to get himself into a nice flanking position. Close combat Volksgrenadiers now backed up by this motorcycle. Wow, you've got to get out of there. Now getting cross-fired by the heavy machine gun team. Oh no, that rifle squad is really in danger here. He is running. The entire rifle squad gets taken out here by a combination of I think entirely by close combat Volksgrenadiers. That's 6 kills for these guys right off the bat. That's a good way to begin any encounter. Looks like one Pioneer was upgraded to a flamethrower. We now have Inspired Zeal activated on the field, meaning squads for Inverse are now buffed depending on how many units they've lost. And these close combat Volks are just going to continue to just kind of fight away here. But wow! Whoa! That flamethrower in the middle of nowhere just comes on out here and kills 4 out of 5 of those close combat Volks. Looks like they were very wounded from the earlier fight, and you can see by their burning corpses here. Wow, a lot of casualties there. But Inverse still managing to keep all of his squads alive here. So you can see just kind of the battlefield littered with bodies. Capture point wise, because Inverse has a motorcycle and a heavy machine gun team, he doesn't have nearly as many capping units as Audemed does. So you can see that he's a little bit behind in terms of that. But check out these field Pioneers out here are definitely making good use of their time. I see at least 1 landmine, 2 landmines out here. So really just kind of booby trapping up this side of the field and deep capping. You can see that now Inverse has gone ahead and capped both of these victory points and threatening to cap the 3rd one even. I mean, obviously this northern victory point is just kind of a light capture, but you know, he's going to force him to recap that. But pretty soon here, it looks like this could be a 3 cap. So the score right now is 451 for Inverse, 484 for Audemed. Audemed now moving out. You can see these flamethrower engineers just narrowly avoiding that first set of mines, and he does have what looks like 2 more rifle squads and a gladiator rifleman moving on out, just kind of going deep here into the right-hand territory. And check out these field Pioneers. Look at that, just placing 2 more mines in the middle of the road here. This intersection is always dangerous. I almost never recommend sending units across it mid game because there's almost certainly going to be mines there. Meanwhile, Inverse is just continuing to cap out here. I'm going to take a look at Inverse's army at the moment here. You can see motorcycle, close combat Volks. We've got 2 squads of engineers, heavy machine gun team, and Volks. And now I'm just going to go ahead and swap over to Audemed's point of view just to make sure we get everybody's point of views here covered. Audemed, by the way, I didn't point this out before, but he does have a standard armor layout: Pershing, Sherman, Sherman Calliope, auto repair, HVAP rounds, and the armor bounty ability. I'll take a look at Inverse's abilities once again if you didn't catch that. But meanwhile, looks like Audemed is just kind of dangerously extended here. He's going to cap this stuff up front. He's going to get it, but you can see that it looks like the gears are turning in Inverse's head. He's getting ready to come on in here, perhaps considering a flank. Who knows what's going to go on there. Looking at Audemed's army right now, you can see 3 riflemen and 2 engineers. Obviously, he lost 1 rifleman squad early. It looks like he's not replacing that. I can see in the minimap he's built some new buildings, most likely a supply depot. But I want to follow the action for the time being here because we do have these close combat Volksgrenadiers just charging on in. We'll see if they're going to throw any hand grenades. We do have flamethrower Pioneers moving on in as well. And wow, a bunch of little fiery damage here. And it looks like taking 2-3 casualties there and then having to retreat. So Inverse did exactly what I would imagine, which is that Audemed's units were basically just kind of forced out of there. Audemed was kind of dangerously overextended. But for the time being here, it looks like now Inverse is capping this left-hand victory point as well. check it out. So here we go. Just like I had suspected, we do have the supply yard out and the motor pool out. Note that there are no Browning automatic rifles or medic huts or anything else like that, or triage center is what I mean to say. So he has gone right for the fastest Greyhound M8 that he can get on this map. You can see he is automatically upgrading it to the armored skirts and the 50 caliber machine gun, and its army items include 24% max health and 15% weapon damage. Those are two really, really good items in those categories. Meanwhile, however, Inverse has gone ahead and got his Krieg barracks up and has not wasted any time whatsoever getting an anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun immediately laying into this Greyhound. The Greyhound is now kind of dangerously overextended. Oh god, and these first Grenadiers hitting it with a Panzerschreck as well. Look out, Mr. Greyhound. He is in danger of, oh, just barely almost getting nipped by that anti-tank gun. I think he saw these mines go down earlier. He knows he can't go up that road.